we are previewing the upcoming BFI London Film Festival.
Aha, right, that makes sense. I'm the cat guy. I love cats.
I have friends. So maybe a few beers in between sentimental value.
Oh yeah, okay.
Welcome to The Film Angle, a podcast where we dive deep into the latest releases and unearth the classics to better our cinephilic curiosity. I'm Alex.
And I'm Kris.
And today, we're not doing any of that. We are previewing the upcoming BFI London Film Festival. If you were with us last year, then you know I was lucky enough to get press accreditation last year. I was able to attend the festival, and I'm going back again this year to do it all again. New festival, new different thing going on. Kris is unfortunately not able to attend the festival in person, but we are lucky enough that we do have access to like the online offerings of the festival, and Kris is able to see some of the films which I guess some of the studios or filmmakers, because not all of the films have been picked up, are happy for people to watch online as well. And I would say it's a pretty good offering this year. But we're going to talk about some of the films that over the next couple of weeks we're going to watch, and hopefully look forward to coming back in a couple of weeks and reviewing the festival and how it went. And I think last year, Kris...
Yeah,
I appreciate I'm doing a lot of talking right now, but
it's fine. You're making it easy for me. I don't have to do anything anymore. It's great.
Yeah, I last year I thought the festival went really well. Met a lot of great new people, a few new contacts, and was able to get a lot of help in terms of kind of helping raise the profile of the podcast. And hoping to do the same again here. So I think I've got 5 or 6 days of stuff planned. That's what we're going to do. What we're going to do. It's going to be a slightly more relaxed episode today. I don't know how long it's going to be. This might be quite a short episode because we are only talking about films we haven't seen yet. But I thought it'd be interesting to go through my wish list schedule of the things that it would be great to see. These things change as well, though, in terms of... tiredness levels play a massive fact.
You did really well last time, if I remember correctly. I think you had a good chain going. I know you were knackered.
Yeah,
like, absolutely dead by the end of it, but like it's a lot.
It is a lot. I haven't at this very moment got any 4 film days planned. That was kind of, that really pushed it. I only had 1 day where I watched 4 films, and that.
So lesson learned.
Yeah, that took the cake. But there are quite a lot of 3 films and 2 films, which I think are, 3 films are just about doable. But I have also kind of like cushioned my mornings a little bit as well, just to kind of make up for a few different things. So,
well, like, I'm fascinated by it because I hopefully, like, next year I'll be able to do the next one with you. But like, obviously, I've never participated in this sort of run of film watching before. I mean, outside of the comfort of my own home, and it's been like 1 day. But yeah, like it must get to a certain point whenever you're watching 3, 4, 5 movies back to back where you just sort of glaze. You must be like, right, there must be a certain level of disconnect that you start to develop, where like these movies, like I know I'm watching something probably that's really good, and like this time next year I'll revisit it and I'll be like, shit, why did I not feel that way on the night? So it's almost like a disservice to the films themselves, but it's just the nature of it, isn't it? It's a whole it's a fun little circus you get to participate in for a week.
100%. And I think I kind of had like a similar experience with that when I did that 4 film day, and my final film was Nickel Boys.
Oh wow! Yeah, heavy one to end on. Yeah,
heavy one, and it actually ended up being one of my favorite films of the festival. But I don't know if you remember it. Like, it took me a minute to figure that out because I was like, it wasn't hitting me at the start, and it wasn't until later on in the film where I was like, what I'm watching right now is an absolute masterpiece. And then kind of reevaluating the start of it and just being like, that was fantastic from the get-go. I was just very tired. And like, it wasn't obvious from the very start. But kind of reevaluating that in that kind of way. it was, like I said, one of my favorite films of the festival, and I'm hoping we'll get another couple of 5-star films in here as well. Wouldn't it be great if all of them were? Wouldn't that be great? So
yeah, absolutely, I'm sure. And like the good thing about this as well is that you're going in with a few that you're really looking forward to that's already had like a bunch of press coverage, and then like there's going to be the 3 or 4 little gems that like you never saw coming, and that's like the nature of every film year that we review films. Like you and I, when we're doing the podcast, we always have like a semi framework for like, we're going to hit the Mission Impossible, we're going to hit Avatar, we're going to hit the big ones that we know are getting release dates. But the best movies are always the ones that like you never know come along, and we're just like, oh, there's a movie last month that we missed and I just checked it out, it was amazing. So looking forward to seeing like what early recommendations for things that aren't available for me and the audience that you can bring and say, guys, make sure you watch. So
yes,
look forward to it.
100%. How do you want to start, Kris? Do you want to take us through some of the films from the online offering, and then maybe I'll take you through my proposed schedule for my days that I'm there?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like, I guess so. I mean, if you want to like mix it up a little bit too, because I appreciate like mentioning 4 back-to-back films that nobody's seen might get a little bit boring without a little bit of a break. So if you feel like it's getting a little bit too much, feel free to chime in also. I've picked 4. I thought like I'm gonna pick 4 films that I'm really interested into, because there's actually a bunch of these that I'm quite excited about. But I think it's to make like an actual realistic expectation of what I can like commit to. These are the 4 that I picked. So, they were based mostly on what I can see in the stills, the clips, and the previews, and also some of the press that they've been getting. These are the films that just kind of really stood out to me so far. So the first one, Alex, is Lucky Lou. So... Ooh. Lucky Lou, just to kind of cover it briefly, is a story that follows a Chinese immigrant, delivery rider in New York City, whose e-bike gets stolen just before his wife and daughter arrive to visit. So what really kind of caught my attention about this very simple premise is the simple thing that suddenly throws his whole day into chaos. So from the trailers and little clips that I've seen, it seems like the story is really like anchored by this central performance by actor Chang Chen. You can kind of tell he's carrying the film with this sort of like little intense presence. It looks to be like a grounded, realistic take on day-to-day struggles. And some people have even kind of compared it, I think it's kind of intentional too, to Bicycle Thieves. In the sense that it's like literally it's about a bike in a way, but it's also like a
modern day rethinking of how that might look in like a contemporary New York,
which is actually a really good film to kind of contemporarily take a glance at, actually, when you think about it, because there's so many different more modern societal and political angles for it to tackle. But it's yeah, so it's in that sense that it's a small crisis, like suddenly feeling like, it's in the outset, a story about somebody who loses their bike is so inconsequential to many people who just living their days, and this might feel something that's not worth warranting the film about. But like it's I love these types of films because when you blow them up and you look at them through the lens of our main character, they suddenly become very very all-encompassing, and they become very relatable for a lot of people. So I'm really excited to see how Lucky Lou deals with these challenges that throws itself at this character, how he navigates the story, how the story keeps the tension going throughout, with navigating the dynamics of the family visiting as well. So from what I can tell, it's one of those films that feels sort of kind of very like immediate and kind of both classic in terms of what it's homaging, but also really relevant to today. So I'm excited to spend some time with that one online.
Nice. Yeah, that is one I've also written down on my list to check out from the online offering as well.
Oh, wow, okay. So that one flagged itself to you as well as something that was like, I'm interested in.
I was there from like contemporary reimagining of Bicycle Thieves.
It's a good selling point.
Yeah, I'm really intrigued by that. So excited to catch that one.
Okay, so keeping it in sort of the vein of smaller stories about sort of smaller subjects, I've picked Ish as my second film that I'm really looking forward to. Ish tells the story of two 12-year-old best friends. This is a United Kingdom film whose friendship kind of gets tested after a police stop and search goes wrong. So, what makes it stand out for me is just how natural the performances looked from having a quick on look of the film. Even from the previews and stills, you can tell that the kids have a lot of chemistry. Their interactions kind of feel really believable. So it seems like one of those films that quietly kind of draws you in, where you start kind of paying attention to the little things. And it's shot in black and white. So I've seen a bit of press around it too, and people seem like intrigued by the way the story is told without giving away too much. So it plays with conventions. It's the kind of film that seems like it could surprise you. With how invested that you get in the characters. So I'm just really curious to see how the narrative unfolds in this whole story, how the kids carry the story, whether the small moments and interactions in the online clips I've seen kind of translate into a film that's sort of like hopefully captivating from start to finish. And it feels like the kind of movie that's easy to watch but sticks with you afterward. It's exactly what I'm kind of excited for in this sort of platform. And like hopefully it's screening in the film festival physically as well, isn't it?
Yes, yeah. So I think every film is screening physically, as far as I'm aware. Some of them are still screening as part of the press screening. So I know Ish is actually one that I've got as kind of like a, if I have time, I'll go see that in between these two films,
which you did last year.
Yeah. So it's kind of it looks kind of very interesting, uniquely British, but also kind of got an artistic flair about something very kind of relevant to today's society. So I'm really excited to catch that one.
Nice, man. So I kind of taking it away from that sort of vibe. I've kind of went for something different, a little bit more of like something a bit more potentially funny and uplifting. I went for Fwens. I am saying that. I'm saying that correctly. It's FW, not FRI. Fwens is an Australian.
It's just how you say France.
It should be. It's how Jonathan Ross says it anyway. It's about two friends reuniting for a weekend in Melbourne, Australia. So it's about them navigating their shared history and their sort of current differences. So from what I've seen in the trailers as well, the film has like a sort of like natural, lived-in, coming-of-age sort of story that you and I kind of tend to lean towards. We like these sort of films. It's all there, but it has a bit of a realistic touch. Like the apartments, the streets, the cafes. It all looks very like shot on location, improvisational style. To the characters as well, so there seems to be a little bit of freedom with the actors too. I'm just sort of liking that it's a bit of a spin on that genre where it's like it's not as it's not as pre-conceptualized. It's a bit more ready to kind of let the whole thing play out in a natural way. And people who've seen already, I've heard good things. Said it's quite heartfelt. It's honest. It's has small moments, but really kind of encapsulate what friendship is about at that age. And I'm just really looking forward to seeing how that relaxed, intimate style plays out across the full feature. Like how these moments feel like how they pan out from start to finish, and it looks like it has a little bit more of like a sweet comedic edge to it. I like these sort of movies, so it appealed to me.
Nice. Well, I'm looking forward to hearing how that goes for you, and I think it is important to kind of mix the light with the dark in the festivals, or else it you got to have the range of emotions, and I definitely found there was some films last year that really worked in terms of like just being in between two maybe like bigger, more moody films. Yeah. Something a little bit more lighthearted, and like everybody was like ready to laugh and have a good time. I think you need that sometimes.
So that works then. Like you see a very like say you see a documentary that really hits poignantly, and then you go to see a comedy afterwards. Did you find like last year, if you did something like that, it worked really well for you, or did it was it so jarring, or was it just like you said, cathartically the right thing to happen in that moment?
Yeah, I think the one kind of experience I remember from last year and I can't remember how it played out in terms of where it was around other films.
Yeah.
Was a film called Four Mothers, which I believe is on the BFI player now.
Yeah,
It's a
yeah.
really lovely comedy. And I just remember, I'm pretty sure that it had been a couple of days of like some more serious type films, and this was just almost like just having a nice cup of tea. Like,
Is it an Irish film, if I remember correctly?
Yeah. And it was just like having a really nice cup of tea. Just was like, I needed something that was like a little bit light, a little bit funny. Still had some like pretty deep themes and like really strived for like emotional heights. But just kind of where it was situated within the other films I was watching, I was like, this is great. You know, I needed this. I needed the lightness.
The film equivalent of stepping out of the cinema for 2 hours, going to the pub, sharing a pint with a friend, and then coming back into it. I like that.
100%. Do you have any other online films or
like I have one more, and I'm very interested because this one is a big sort of like a competition competitor. Ooh. And is a bit of a, you know, the platform wants you to kind of see this movie a lot, so I'm excited about it. It's Hair, Paper, Water. Very briefly, it's a story that observes an elderly woman and her family just kind of going around their daily rituals. It's shot in 16 mil. So it's it's very it draws very careful attention to like the everyday gestures, the hands working, the water moving, hair being combed by by your grandmother, and the previews suggest like sort of like a slow, immersive pacing, and it looks very intimate and very observational, which sometimes you have to force yourself to kind of watch these sort of movies. I don't know why, because they always end up being fruitful and very fulfilling experiences, probably because they can sometimes be very, very true to life, and they can be very relatable, that we sometimes are a little bit scared to visit those. But it really seems to like allow the viewers to really notice the rhythms of daily life. And it won a Golden Leopard at Locarno Festival, which brought it international attention. So even from home, it looks like a film that rewards patience. And I'm looking forward to watching something that's, again, I'm trying to get different vibes here. I'm trying to get different flavors. Yeah. And I feel like this one could be like, this one has a high likelihood of being a film that I think a lot of people will talk about, post festival too. So I'm excited to catch up that one.
I think you've curated a really nice selection of films there, and who knows, maybe there'll be a few more on top of that as well. And you see where your kind of fancy lies. And I know last year I think they added more films to the platform as it went on. Like, I guess some people are happier for their films to be on there once it's had a public screening and stuff like that. So you never know, you might get some other stuff on there as well. There's some experimental international animated films on there. I'm an animation guy, so maybe I might dip my toes into that as well, and maybe bring something to the table too. Yeah, well, I know it wasn't on the online offering last year, but like Flow was one of the big films in the festival last year, and that that ended. Did that end up winning the Oscar, or was it just nominated in the end? Flow, I'm trying to remember.
It might. You know what? It might have won. It became a bit of like it's kind of become a bit of a modern animation cult classic already, hasn't it? Let me just check. Did it win the Academy Award?
We should know. We did a whole episode. I think the Oscars come and go. We're like, all right, we're done now.
the Oscars are like, you know what? As the years go on, I do love them to bits, but God, they can be a little bit exhausting sometimes. So you kind of like, as soon as the filing cabinet has been like rummaged through at the end of the Oscars, you kind of right-click delete on it a little bit. It did win. It did win the Academy Award for Best Animated Feature. Yeah.
There you go.
Latvia's first ever Oscar and nomination.
There you go. Don't skip on the animation. There you go. Could be something good in there.
Did you watch Flow?
No.
Because no.
Just as I'm like, don't skip on the animation. I'm like, I didn't watch that one.
I watched Flow. I really liked it. I thought I was gonna like it more because I'm the cat guy. I love cats. I was like,
more than dogs?
No, equally. But like, I was originally a cat guy. I was never allowed a dog growing up, and like, I was like, I guess I'm a cat guy now. But I love all
that says a lot.
It says a lot about me. Yeah. I was a musical theater kid with a cat. You know, so the cliche writes itself. But yeah, it's I was kind of surprised by the movie because I thought it was quite effective. Obviously, it's like a little bit of like, you know, the Life of Pi, of like, you know, when all the animals are kind of like rummaging to get on the boat. Like that's the entire movie, and like obviously that can be quite set up to be something quite upsetting, but I find it was like a little bit like watching a cutscene for a video game at times. It felt like it was just constantly like set pieces of like running away, escaping the flood, and like it was very enjoyable, you know, effective, but like it wasn't much more than that for me. But like I know people really liked it, and it's probably because it's so triggering to watch. You're just like, oh, don't hurt that poor baby. Yeah, I think you'd feel the same as me. I don't know why. I feel I'd be interested for you to catch up with it. But yeah, you never know what's around the corner. Looking forward to seeing what those surprises are there.
Yeah, I keep reaching for my controller as I watch it, hoping that I'll be able to play in a minute.
I can't kill the cat. I just want to kill the cat.
Whoa!
Yeah, like what was it, 1917 when that came out? I felt the same as with that movie as well, too.
Oh, really?
I was like a little bit, not that I wanted to play this thing that felt like a video game to me, but it just felt like a little bit more. I think when something relies itself, it's kind of like the Revenant thing, where it's like the story is almost secondary to the presentation. Sometimes it can feel a little bit like it just can feel like a video game.
It can get in the way. It can get in the way. Though 100%. I must say, I really enjoyed 1917 from what I remember. So.
Yeah. There's some the things that pull me out of it a little bit, but yeah, it is an enjoyable film.
Nice.
Okay.
Should we get ourselves back on track? And
never.
So I don't know if I'll go through kind of like what I'm hoping my schedule will be.
Okay.
I won't go as in depth into the films as you did because this is about like 15 films on here, so I'm not going to talk in depth about every one. But maybe we can you know, if anything comes up, we can kind of talk about it. And I'll let you know what I'm hoping to see. And I've tried this year to kind of mix it up in terms of go for some of the slightly more unknown, what is this kind of film? And then obviously some of the big ones. Whereas I think last year I was kind of overwhelmed by the fact that I got to see all these like bigger films early. So I was kind of like, gotta get in and see all them. So I think I'm mixing it up. I think.
Right, okay.
Our audience can let me know if they're like, no, you have still chosen a lot of the big ones here. But so I'm starting my festival run. So I'm arriving late on a Friday. So I'm only going to watch one film on the Friday, if I can get there in time, obviously. And again, I have to keep applying for these films, so like the whole schedule could change, and more films get like given to you, tickets that you can apply for and stuff like that. So the whole schedule can change, but this at the moment is my proposed kind of. This is what I want to see. And the first thing is a documentary called Love Plus War, which is the documentary. So do you remember the guys who did Free Solo?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
So
love that film. Yeah.
So the directors are Elizabeth Chai Vasherli and Jimmy Chin. And obviously, as mentioned, they've done Free Solo. I think they did that swimming film with Daisy Ridley last year as well, didn't they?
Oh, yeah, the girl and the girl in the sea or something. The guy, yeah.
It's supposed to be all right, actually. Wasn't it?
I've heard it's pretty good. Yeah, like, do you know what? Like every year, Disney kind of release a sports movie that nobody sees. It's actually kind of okay. Kind of just, it's always been a thing, but yeah, you're right.
They're returning to their documentary roots here. And they're following the Pulitzer Prize-winning conflict photographer Lindsay Addario, who is in Ukraine as the war's starting out. So I'm really interested to see that. Do you remember No Other Land? Was it? No, not No Other Land. That was the Gaza documentary. I'm trying to think of the 12 Days in Mariupol.
Was it 20 days in Mariupol?
20 days.
One of those 20 days.
I just like that was such a powerful documentary about the Ukraine war, and war documentaries, they are a difficult sell.
They are, but they are. I cried when I watched 20 Days of Mariupol.
Oh,
it was such a visceral reaction to that movie. Yeah, because but I'm glad we're seeing films that aren't like, you know, we're not putting a sheen on them. We're you know, like we can release something and we can see an authentic depending on the depiction, we can
Yeah.
see an authentic look at a subject that doesn't pull any punches, and it's like, it's we're very great. I feel very grateful that we get that opportunity from where we live.
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
important, isn't it? It feels
of course it
important
is.
to watch these films and to not look away and to not be like, well, if I can't see it, it's not happening. So I think there's a lot of like necessary. I think these films are necessary, and I'm very interested to see, how they depict the life of this photographer, but also the kind of horrors of the Ukraine war as well. And I'm interested to see what those guys are going to do with it, because they've made some fantastic documentaries in the past, and just interested to see their kind of vision, I guess, here, and what they want to say and what they're trying to say. And with a lot of these films, it's like, what is the message that we're trying to kind of push with the film and continue the momentum going forward. So really interested to see that.
I think the interesting thing about them approaching a subject like this is that they not in no way have they been safe before in their filmmaking, but they've made films surrounding topics that are more commercially viable and things that people can't really have a controversial opinion or an opinion, really a one-sided opinion about. They're just stories about humans doing incredible things for one way or another. So it'll be interesting to see how they tackle something that's serious, and see if it does come from a stance, or whether it is just well produced. So I hopefully it's the former more than the latter, or just a combination of the two, really. Yeah.
Hopefully. My next film on the list, and I believe this is starting my first kind of full day at the festival, is a film called Fuck Toys.
Oh yeah, okay.
Now I was sold on like
The title
quite
alone.
well, it was very kind of in your face title, isn't it? And then I read the description, and I'm just going to read out the description. You can see why I'm fascinated by what this film is going to be, and it just sounds hilarious and funny all at the same time. So this is the description. Okay, it says AP is freaking out. Psychics have predicted she has been cursed, and the only way out is to deliver $1,000 and slaughter a lamb. As she rides the streets of Trash Town, encountering violence, sex, and love, the spirit of John Waters never feels far away.
Aha, right. That makes sense. I'm seeing absolutely fucking loving the poster here.
Yes,
It's sort of like this pulpy 60s, 70s. I love it. It looks cool.
Yeah.
Like, hopefully it's in the vein of that. And this is looking good. Yeah, I'm interested.
There is a trailer. It looks really quirky. It looks really fun. There was something like it felt a little bit like The Love Witch. Like it had that kind of vibe to it as well.
First thing I thought of. Yeah.
Oh, there you go. So I'm a big fan of The Love Witch, and I appreciate they're not related in any way apart from like there's a vibe there, but I'm really excited to see that film. That one really stood out to me, so that'll be my first film on my full day there.
That's great. I didn't hear about that one at all, so I'm adding that to my watch list. I the other night I was scrolling through Prime Video, and I saw a trailer for The Love Witch again. I just stopped to watch the entire thing and just chuckled to myself like this was great.
It was.
I love these type of experiments. People should do more of it.
100%. And then after that, I have two bigger films for the day. So Hamnet, the new Chloe Zhao film.
Cannot.
Really, really interested by this.
You're a big fan of Shakespeare. Yeah.
I am not. I'm not actually a big fan of Shakespeare, but this is not Hamlet. This is Hamnet.
Yes.
And it's, I think, a fictional telling of Shakespeare's life and what might have inspired him to write Hamlet. I believe. I don't know 100%, but it's Paul Mescal, it's Jessie Buckley, it's Chloe Zhao. The reviews coming out of other festivals saying it's fantastic and a real tearjerker, and so I'm sold on that one.
Yeah, I think it's pretty likely being a Best Picture favorite as well. I think it's based on a book from 2020. It's actually not even that old of a book, but it's like a fictional account of Shakespeare's son and like how that inspired the story of Hamlet. So Jessie Buckley and Paul Mescal and Chloe Zhao. I'm like, that's the triad of awesomeness right there. So I'm definitely going to see it.
There's not been a Chloe Zhao film I haven't liked. I even loved Eternals. I thought Eternals was great.
I like all her movies, especially The Rider, but I haven't seen the Eternals yet, so I can't say. but I believe.
Well, you'll have to do it to catch up for the big Doomsday Marvel film next year, Chris.
Oh right, yeah. Sorry, I've set it on my calendar.
I don't think those characters are coming back, unfortunately.
I don't think so.
Yeah, a bit of originality in Marvel, and yeah, everybody went running to the hills.
Oh, who'd have thought?
Who'd have thought? And then, so the next big film on the list is the new Luca Guadagnino film, After the Hunt, which is dealing with cancel culture within the place of an American university. We've got Andrew Garfield here, Ayo Edebiri, and
Julia Roberts, which I was really
Julia Roberts, which
very fascinated by that. I was like, Julia Roberts working with Luca Guadagnino. That kind of was like one of the more interesting things to come out of that announcement.
100%. And obviously last year was a massive hit and a bit of a miss for me, where I love challenges, but I didn't love Queer so much. But I mean, I'm going to be always next in line for a new Guadagnino film. And I do worry this might be a little heavy-handed. Like, it's difficult to be nuanced when it comes to sexual assault allegations, cancel culture, stuff like that. And I'm interested to see how Guadagnino handles it, but I feel like this could be potentially a controversial one, right?
Yeah, it's the danger of whenever you have a 54-year-old Italian man looking after a subject like this. It kind of comes from a perspective that doesn't maybe not feel completely personal to that filmmaker. Yeah. So it'll be interesting. But like you said, I love Guadagnino, and I'm looking forward to visiting another one of his. I still haven't watched Queer. I don't know why. I need to watch it.
There you go. Yeah, do you know what? I highly recommend it still, despite not loving it myself. Just because a lot of people still did love it, and it is a fantastic looking film. So yeah, you should probably jump on that, Chris. You should probably jump on that. Then next day, I'm trying to do a 2-film day just to break it up a little bit. But I am starting big. I'm going for Sentimental Value, the new Joachim Trier film.
Very big.
Very big. We spoke about this with Janet when she was on the podcast last, and she got to see it at Cannes. So yeah, I'm really excited for this. This seems to be getting a lot of buzz at the moment. I don't actually know too much about it. I'm kind of leaving myself a little bit blank. I'm not even 100% sure if I've seen a trailer. I just want to go in and enjoy this one. The Worst Person in the World, his previous film, was one of my favorites.
I know.
Yeah, what year did that come out in the end? Was that like
it's like a 23 release or something?
Yeah, 23. And I was absolutely in love with that film, and I cried like a baby as well. I actually have a copy of it, but I've not yet rewatched it. Part of me wanted to rewatch it on my 30th birthday, but then I thought, actually, no, come on, what are you doing? I've not put myself through that pain yet. So yeah, I've been maybe I should watch it before I go.
It's great. I think what made that like kind of go to the top for me as well in that year was just like how Trier kind of treated his main character. You know, I think Renee, I think she was incredible, and it's also a character that wasn't afraid to be shown in its grays and like the and it's okay to kind of be morally not like morally confused at an age in your life like that, where it kind of explores sexuality and relationships and professional life, and it felt something that was very close to home for probably a lot of people. And like it's great. Like it's so good whenever we get female characters like this, so like are not we're being trained through Hollywood that they have to be like genial and very likable for them to be a protagonist. And I'm just liking this sort of unpacking of that this last couple of years, and hopefully his new film is going to be the same.
100%. And then I'm following that film up with a smaller film called Reflections in a Dead Diamond. Now, the reason this stood out to me is because the directors, and I'm about to butcher their names, but it's Helene Catet and Bruno Forzani, and they are a Belgian duo of directors. And previously, Danny from the Cineboys likes to host film nights where we go over to his and we have a couple of beers and we watch usually some kind of B-movie horror, but we decided to chuck on this film called Let the Corpses Tan, and it was this really kind of visceral indie experimental, but a bit of like an action heist movie. Like, it was playing on tropes, but it was also kind of playing on like camera movements, sound, visuals. It was just like really in your face, and I was just absolutely fascinated by it. And then I saw that this film is their latest film, and it's playing on like European spy thrillers. So that's what they're playing with this time. It says here in the description, John, a former spy who lives in a luxury seaside hotel, is entranced by his neighbor, who reminds him of Serpentic, a nemesis from his glory days. After the woman disappears, he becomes engulfed in a swirl of gory flashbacks as he tries to piece together his past. So, sounds interesting. I wonder if I have to recreate the conditions that I saw Let the Corpses Tan in. So maybe a few beers in between Sentimental Value and and coming back for this one. I'm just, do you know what? Let the Corpses Tan would have been fantastic on the big screen. And so I'm really excited to just see they're very visually driven, very visceral kind of filmmaking, and I'm just very interested to see that on the big screen. So I don't want to miss out seeing this one. I will be gunning for this one.
So they're kind of like pastiche filmmakers. I quite like. I'm looking at another great poster, by the way. It kind of like I know definitely you're getting like the European spy thriller genre here, but like also I'm kind of getting like Hong Kong action cinema here. Like, it's kind of reminding me of those Jackie Chan movies. But yeah, that sounds fascinating. I like it. I like it. This is unconventional. I'm liking it.
I know. I'm trying to mix it up. Though I am going. My next film is a bigger film. So next day here, only because I was kind of like in two minds as to whether I even wanted to see this at the festival. Which it's going to sound terrible because it's Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein.
Oh yeah.
But like, I don't know if I'm like super excited for it. Like, the trailer isn't doing things for me. It's got that bit of like Netflix glossiness to it. It's coming out not long after the festival, so part of me was like, I could swap this with a different film. But I think in terms of what I want to see after it, this kind of fits in place well. If I'm knackered, this may fall by the wayside, which I feel terrible to say.
It's very fascinating, and I'm gonna play devil's advocate a little bit on it, I guess, because he's recently his movies have been like Netflix releases. Do you think as soon as you see, like, I'm speaking anecdotally from a point of view that, like, whenever I see, even no matter the filmmaker or the cast or who's involved, as soon as I see the poster and I see the Netflix logo on the bottom of it, it does something to me. Like, I don't know why, it does something to me instantly where it decreases my excitement by 30%. Like, I don't know. Like, do you get that feeling? Like, where it's like no fault of the filmmaker, but it's just the attachment to the platform. I don't know why. It kind of just makes it like, it makes the poster look like a television show instantly, and I hate that. And I'm sure it's a great film. But speaking to the glossiness of it, I guess Guillermo del Toro's always had that. Like, even going back to films like Hellboy, and like Crimson Peak definitely has like a highly digital IMAX look to that movie, and I love that movie. So I think he's a filmmaker that does manage to make the hyper digital fidelity look good. Like, he just kind of manages to make it his own, that I'm willing to kind of like just kind of go for the ride, and hopefully it's really good. Like, we love Oscar Isaac, and we're Mia Goth's in there. We've got a really good cast involved, and we're fans of Frankenstein, and it's many iterations. So it'd be cool to see if he brings something new to it, and I'm sure it's in his wheelhouse. So I'm excited about it.
I'm interested by it. I'm interested.
Is it because the reception hasn't been like rapturous as it usually is for him?
Yeah. Though that being said, was Nightmare Alley? That was quite well received, and I didn't love that.
It was
Pinocchio. I really loved.
Pinocchio was great. I saw Nightmare Alley in cinemas, and that was a really good way to watch it solo by yourself. And I was like, it was after work one night. I was a bit tired, and I just wanted something to kind of like chill out and numb myself a little bit. I was like, it worked a treat at the time.
Yeah.
But yeah,
maybe I'm being a bit too harsh on Frankenstein. I will probably say it.
Well,
And
we'll know for sure on November 7th.
yeah, maybe I'll be completely wrong. I'll let you know. So after that, I'm looking at a film called Blue Heron, which
Oh yeah.
really piqued my interest because of the. So it's actually a Canadian-Hungarian kind of combined film, and it's a debut from the director Sophie Rumvari. To be honest, selfishly, the location is what piqued my interest. So it's set on Vancouver Island, which is where my brother used to live. So I've been to Vancouver Island a couple of times. So I was just kind of like, I just want to see it on film. I think that'd be really interesting. But that being said, it sounds the film itself sounds fascinating. It is like an immigration story. It's set in the 1990s and follows an 8-year-old called Sasha who settles into the minutiae of her new life on Vancouver Island. But it says here there are hushed conversations between her parents, and nobody can explain what's troubling Jeremy, her older brother. So yeah, there's a lot going on underneath the surface there. I've seen a few reviews come out of it from other festivals, very, very positive.
Very positive, yeah.
So I'm very much looking forward to this one. Just like super intrigued, but also yeah, selfishly I just want to see Vancouver Island as well.
Yeah.
Next.
I would say pair it with something appropriate because I've heard it is heartbreaking. Yeah.
yeah. Well, that being said, my next film after that is I don't know if it's gonna be like a fun one, but it's Rose of Nevada, which is a new Cornish film from director Mark Jenkins, who actually was a lecturer at Falmouth University when I studied there. So, yeah,
Did he ever teach you?
I don't think he did. I don't remember having much interaction with him. He definitely must have done some stuff because some of my friends who obviously I'm still in contact with, they are like, oh yeah, he did this, and he was like my one-on-one and all this kind of stuff. So pretty cool, and he's doing a big thing for the Cornish film industry at the moment. Like Bait from a few years back was an absolutely fantastic film. I didn't actually get around to seeing Ennis Main. I do really want to catch up with that. I think because I missed it in the cinema and I heard it was like such a big kind of like it was visuals mixed with sound, and I was just like, oh, I kind of want to see it loud and big, and I never got around to it. So I will catch up with that because I know it's on the BFI player. So
yeah, and he's got a bit of a bigger cast, a bit more of a well-known cast this time. He's got George Mackay, and he's got Callum Turner, and so he's got two big main leads there.
Yeah, and it's a bit of a time travel film as well, apparently.
Oh wow!
So,
okay.
So I'm sure it will still be somewhat experimental, but maybe more maybe more accessible than his previous work because of the kind of talent involved and potentially a bigger budget here. But I mean, who knows? I'm fascinated by it, and also, you're living in Cornwall right now, Kris. Like it's always good to see films from that part of the country, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, especially when they're kind of being shown on a big stage, like in London Film Festival. So,
yeah, and they're not something twee like Fisherman's Friends 2 or I haven't seen it. Yeah, so I haven't seen it, but I have an idea of what that kind of movie is like.
Yeah. So I'm only seeing one film the next day because I'm actually working my real job. So I have to do that. So, but I have actually bought, so this is the only one that I've bought ticket for that isn't a press screening.
Okay.
Even though this is also available on the online offering, so you might want to catch up with this one as well, Kris.
Sure.
And I was just fascinated, and I also wanted to see a film in the Prince Charles Cinema, and this film is called More Life, and it's I think its first screening is in the Prince Charles Cinema on that day. So I'm really excited to see that. But what kind of fascinates me the most is that I believe it is a film that is fully in the format of an Instagram Live. So we're seeing a fully vertical film. Don't quote me on that. There's not a lot of information out there about the film. But I've always been fascinated by the idea that we do watch like all our social media content vertically now. But nobody has, or at least not a mainstream film, has taken that idea of like shooting a film just fully vertically. So will it work? I don't know. I'm fascinated by this. So yeah, an Instagram live stream essentially, and I think that's
fascinating but scary.
Fascinating but scary.
If it does work,
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So, oh, and also kind of like seeing that on the big screen, and how is it going to be jarring? I don't know. It is also an English film. I think it's a English and Danish film, but it's described as a superlative hangout film about a group of friends who reunite to celebrate one of their own opening a gallery show in Copenhagen. So, yeah, really, really excited to see this one, and just see how that plays. It looks, from one singular clip that they have on the website at the moment, looks like it could be a lot of fun. And I like the idea of a hangout film as well. So,
Okay.
and I guess you're leaning on performers as well. So a big acting film potentially as well.
I'm just scared that one day cinemas are going to have vertical screens.
I don't know. But then again, like, isn't IMAX kind of getting close to that?
Yeah, I mean, like IMAX.
Division.
Yeah, IMAX for me is, we're almost getting back to the old 4:3. We're back to the old 4:3 format of like early cinema in a way.
Yeah.
I'd love to see an old black and white movie in IMAX. That'd be interesting.
Yeah, definitely,
Yeah.
definitely. So yeah, looking forward to that one. And like I said, Chris, it's on the online offering, so maybe you should catch up with it as well, and we can chat about that. So yes, the next one, No Other Choice from Park Chan-wook. A big kind of film coming out of previous festivals like Venice, and I don't know, was it at Cannes? I know Venice and potentially Toronto had a really big reaction to it, and Park Chan-wook is a fascinating director. I've loved a lot of his films. I think you're a completionist, aren't you, Chris?
Yeah, I'm a huge fan, and like I do often do a rewatch of Park Chan-wook's films. The original Vengeance trilogy. You know, you're talking Sympathy for Mr. Vengeance, Old Boy, and Lady Vengeance. Many people have only just watched Old Boy. Like you gotta watch them all. They're all fascinating films from him. And somebody who is, Bong Joon-ho gets a lot of credit for being like, a very dark filmmaker about South Korea. I think Park Chan-wook is like a step above, and he even makes it even feel a little bit more squeamish because he usually highlights these very horrific things with a bit of a dark, humorous undertone.
Yeah.
And I think this one's leaning more into the comedic undertones this time.
Seems that way. It says here, one man's desperation to secure a new job finds him exploring unique ways to eliminate his competitors. So,
Wow.
sounds interesting.
I can't wait. And the poster, as always, looks beautiful. So I can't wait to see it.
I've not seen any trailers. I just want to go blind into it again, apart from obviously that one-line description, which doesn't really seem to give too much away. I'm here for it. Sounds like an absolute kind of mad adventure. So
I have seen the trailer. The trailer's got a lot of bees in it.
Oh, interesting.
There's a lot of beekeeping. Yeah.
Interesting. That intrigues me even more.
Awesome.
The next film on my list is so we are taking a slightly, I guess, a darker route now. So it's The Voice of Hind Rajab, which also got a massive response at Venice. So it is based on, and I believe it uses the real recordings from actually a call in late January 2024 that the Palestine Red Crescent Society received from a young girl in Gaza, in which I believe her car that she was traveling in with her parents was blown up, and she was stuck in the rubble. And unfortunately, I believe she also died as well, and was shot in this car by the IDF. So it's going to be quite a tricky one in terms of the horrors of, again, similar to like Love Plus War. These films feel essential in a way. I believe this is a mix of kind of dramatization and the real audio recordings.
Interesting.
So it's going to be, it's going to be a heavy film, but you do feel like these films are important to kind of say something and to keep, the people in Gaza, the Palestinian people, their struggles at the forefront of people's minds. And I know the reaction to this, outside of its very kind of positive reaction at Venice, was kind of this idea of like, is the film industry patting itself on the back in terms of, why are we making this film now? Is it their way of being able to say, oh, we did something and then like nothing else? or is it a call to say more needs to be done, which is obviously true. So yeah, I mean, I'm intrigued. I'm not sure how to feel about it.
Do you want like actually, not to go off topic, but what absolutely upsets me about this sort of topic of this type of cinema is that, I don't see it as patting itself on its back, because when these films are effective, they're effective. But the problem is, the industry really struggles to kind of penetrate the homes or the people that need to see these films, as opposed to, I feel like it is a little bit of a preaching to the choir, in terms of we are people who are already kind of sympathetic to the lives of these people, and we are just seeing films that further upset and reinforce our current beliefs. And it's a shame that even when they win Oscars, like Mariupol did, that still the people in your local work will not see it. They'll see the Talking Heads version of it on Channel 4, and it just we need to find a way to get these sort of more difficult films to the homes of people that kind of need to see them.
Yeah, I think as well, like, it would be easy to be like, I don't want to be upset, so I'm going to skip this film. But I think sometimes you need to force yourself out of your comfort zone. And also, this is a really, really serious issue. Like, the genocide in Gaza is insane. So I think I understand that going to watch this film is potentially doing nothing to help sort things out. But I guess the idea is that with festivals like this, and with people like us attending and watching the films, it is to raise awareness of these types of films. So very interested to see how that goes. And then my final two films of the festival, Rental Family, and then the new Richard Linklater film, Blue Moon.
Yeah, which was screened quite a while ago at festivals, wasn't it? It's been about like 6 or 7 months ago, I think.
Yeah. So he's got two films at the festival, both dealing with like kind of behind the scenes of other artistic things. So Blue Moon is a biographical comedy film that follows the songwriter Lorenz Hart, who I believe is played by Ethan Hawke, and he's reflecting on himself on the opening night of Oklahoma.
Yes, okay.
Also stars Margaret Qualley, Bobby Cannavale, and Andrew Scott. So, yeah, fantastic cast. Linklater, I just love seeing what he does. His other film is all the behind the scenes of Breathless. And I know you're a massive Godard fan, Kris.
I'm hit and miss.
Hit and miss. But I would absolutely love to see that film, but I don't think it works out in the timeline of the days I'm going to be in London. So if I was to pick one over the other, I think I would want to see the Breathless behind the scenes film. But yeah, no, I will take Blue Moon. And then Rental Family is the new Brendan Fraser film, where I believe he is there's like an Asian tradition of kind of like buying family members and relationships and stuff like that, and I believe he gets to stand in. He's kind of like a down on his luck actor who gets to stand in, and this is one of his gigs, is he gets to be a pretend dad to somebody. So yeah, interested. I think that'll be one of the lighter films of the festival, and
I like it.
We'll see how it goes. I'm not sure if it'll be any good, or I haven't seen much in terms of kind of like any kind of critical reception yet. I did watch a trailer, and I thought that looks light and fluffy and fun. So
and it's nice to see Fraser coming, doing something that's not just like, I'm back and I'm doing the award films and I have to intensely prove to everybody that I'm serious about this. And it's nice to kind of see that he's just doing like a film like that. Yeah, cool.
Absolutely. So yeah, those are the films I'm hoping to see. That's my dream schedule. It all changes. It might not be all those films. It might be more than those films. But yeah, that is what I'm hoping to do at the London Film Festival.
Well, you got a good mixed bag there, Alex. Some ones actually I wasn't aware of, and now I'm really excited about it. Yeah, I can't wait to hear what you gotta bring back and tell us to watch and what to avoid. But I reckon all these sound like at least pretty safe, or at least interesting. So I'm looking forward to it.
Thank you. Yeah, really looking forward to it. This episode will be out before I'm there. So if anybody is listening and wants to say hello, drop us a message on the Film Angle, either Instagram or TikTok or or Twitter or Blue Sky. Yeah, no, I appreciate it. Nobody wants to say hello. I've already planned a few people I'm meeting, so we're all good, all right?
They have friends. To say hello.
I have friends.
Not rental family, rental friends.
Yeah, well, God. I've hired Brendan Fraser to be my rental friend, so...
it's expensive, that was, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. So, yeah, looking forward to going, and also look forward to kind of discussing some of the films that we can both watch as well, Chris. So,
for sure,
yeah,
buddy.
Excited. But shall we leave it there?
Let's leave it there. Let's leave it
there. We'll be back in a couple of weeks to kind of review the festival and all the films, and who knows, might just be all the films we just spoke about in depth. We'll see how it goes.
Absolutely.
So, that has been it for this week. If you've enjoyed it, make sure to leave us a 5-star rating or review. We do really appreciate it. And if you'd like to keep up to date with us, make sure to follow us on Instagram and TikTok at The Film Angle.
We also have a Film Angle playlist. I'm smiling while I say that because I know I'm going to get daggers from Alex because I haven't updated it. But if you want to listen to that, you can find that in the show notes, and I'll make sure to have my entries by the time that this episode airs. So be sure to catch us next week for more cinematic discussions. But for now, see you later.
Goodbye.